foot rolls inward or outward. And so that orthotic needs to bring the ground up to the foot so that it doesn't have to contort and torque its way to a normal walking step.
And why is arch so important? Why is it important for a foot to have the right kind of arch?
Well, here's a good quiz question, Chris. How many arches are there in the foot? Well, there are 3. There's the common arch.
I was going to guess that.
I shouldn't have answered for you. But there's the arch that's on the inside of the foot. There's actually an arch on the outside of the foot. And then there's what's called the transverse arch, which supports all of your joints underneath the toes. So those 3 arches all have to work in sync, or else these imbalances will cause foot problems. And problems not only in the foot, but that will eventually work its way up the kinetic chain. Foot bones attached to the ankle bone to the knee bone, etc. And so we're looking to prevent and sometimes alleviate a lot of the problems that are not just in the foot, but the knee, the ankle, and hips.
So getting back to the walking campaign, and for those of you who joined us late, for the 2nd year in a row, the Illinois Podiatric Medical Association is sponsoring a free pedometer, Keep Illinois Walking campaign. The participating members will be giving out free pedometers and walking tips and information to people that call or visit the website. And there's the info on your screen there, IPMA.net, or the 800 number, and we'll flash that up again before the end of the show. But all you got to do is call or visit that website, and we'll give you a referral to a couple podiatrists near your area. All you have to do is give them a call or stop by their office, make an appointment, get the pedometer, meet the podiatrist, get a relationship, and maybe you'll even make an appointment too.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with that too.
Yeah, we're open to walk-ins, and I think a lot of the podiatrists do allow time for seeing emergent cases. So
okay.
The key is not to hesitate.
So we've got another caller. Go ahead. You're on Feet Forward.
Hello.
Hello, you're on Feet Forward. Can we help you?
Yes. I'm 75. I like to walk, but don't do much of it. During these last years, I've noticed fashionable sneakers are being worn for walking miles and miles. I'm of the old-fashioned thought that a regular shoe would be best, but not necessarily so. How could you differentiate one from the other in the way they have changed the footwear that we use now?
Well, I'll tell you, the performance shoes that are built today incorporate a lot of the materials and features that are required to optimize your performance. The old type shoes, and you may be referring to an Oxford that was laced up with a hard leather sole and maybe a low heel, certainly were in style at the time, but fatigued a lot of feet and caused a lot of problems. And I see those all the time in people who had worn them for years and years. Certain people can wear almost any type of shoe and not have problems. But it's those people who do have imbalances or do have problems or are complaining of some pains after some walking that probably need to look at a shoe that will give them not only cushioning but support and the proper mix of rigidity versus flexibility that will make their foot work in the best manner possible.
Thank you for calling. Hope that answered your question. We just have a few minutes to wrap up, so let's go back to the campaign again. And I want to ask you about your experience last year and talk about a couple of the patients that came in for pedometers and sort of how they worked it and how they used the pedometer and sort of the walking campaign.
Sure.
And I think you told me beforehand that they sort of kept touch with you and you sort of urged them on and encouraged them to do that as the campaign wore on too, right?
Absolutely. And to this day, these patients are still utilizing the pedometer because once you get used to using it and you set a goal, say, of 2,000 or 3,000 steps a day, and then you increase it. Our goal is for patients to walk 10,000 steps a day, and that's backed by the American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association,
right,
and healthy walkers all over the country. These patients that did come in for the pedometer, I kind of made them promise that they would not only use it, but kind of spread the word and kind of get the whole family involved.
Yeah.
Wives would get their husbands walking, get the kids to go with you, make it really not just a chore, but something fun where you could incorporate, not just a few steps, but, like trying to park a little further away from the store, or if say you went to the mall, try to get those 10,000 steps in before you left. Guys who are golfers, I was golfing not too long ago, and I was able to rack up about 12,500 steps in an 18-hole round of golf. So, you know, people say golfing's not a sport, and yet 12,000 steps is probably over 5 miles.
Yeah.
But it was an enjoyable time and a great way to be in the outdoors. But these patients, I try to get them involved in their health and get them accountable for what they're doing. And this is just one piece of the puzzle for them, in addition to recording how much weight they've lost, what they're eating, you know, what they're making their family eat, you know, cutting down on the fast foods, cutting down on the real rich foods, especially among our Hispanics. You know, we love our burritos and tacos, but we have to cut back
Not just
somewhere.
Hispanics, yeah.
That's right. We've kind of spread that all over the place. And I love my patients dearly, but I don't want them to be unhealthy. And a lot of these people think, oh no, I'm old, I'm 40, 50 years old, and I can't exercise. And it was so easy to point out to them that almost anybody can walk. Almost anyone can go from 2,000 or 3,000 steps a day to 5,000 and pretty soon 10,000. And the ones who had hit 10,000 on a regular basis were so proud of themselves. And oftentimes it reflected in their overall health, not just weight loss, but better cholesterol, better hypertension, and better stress levels. Terrific.
That's great. That's great to hear. So just to review, again, the Illinois Podiatric Medical Association and its 600 members throughout the state of Illinois. I know most of these people that you guys are watching are in Chicago. We have plenty of members in Chicago. All you got to do is visit the website, IPMA.net, or call the 800 number, which is right on your screen. You'll get 3 or 4 referrals to podiatrists near you based on your zip code, and you can choose which one you want to go to. Most of those podiatrists will have free pedometers for you. They'll be passing them out along with some walking tips. And feel free to call them, make an appointment, or stop by at your convenience, and they'll be happy to see you. 4 Feet Forward, we're signing off now. I'm Chris Martin, Dr. Placentia. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you guys next month.
Take a hike. I like to pat in that face.